Good morning, everyone. How's everyone today? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the PreStream podcast, that is. Today is Wednesday, the 18th of May, 2022. I'm Darkside Phil, and welcome to the show. Things may look a little different today because I was messing around with my camera settings. And looking through the camera settings, I was like, gee, I wonder, with this webcam that I have that's over like a decade old, are there any settings in there that maybe I could mess with to make things look a little better or change it up or whatever? And I realized two things. First of all, there's some mode on my camera that's called like real color or something. I don't know what it is, but it was disabled. And I don't know what it does. So I clicked it. So let's see what happens here today with that. Maybe the colors will look better on the camera. I don't know. I really don't understand what it does. The other thing is, I zoomed out because I had no idea, but apparently in the past at some point, I had enabled a 1-scale digital zoom that zoomed in a little bit. So you may notice that I look further back, okay? But that's because I actually enabled the camera to zoom out to its maximum potential, which now means you're not seeing any digital zoom pixelization. This should be 1080p video, even though it may be blurry because it's a small lens on this camera. I was just like, huh, interesting. I didn't know that this was even enabled. So as of today, this webcam may look a little different, especially when I'm playing gameplay. Like now for the podcast, you'll notice I'm a little bit further back. It's not a huge deal. But when it comes to the actual gameplay, you might actually notice that I'm like further back. And I might want to resize the camera or something for that. I'm not sure what I want to do. So I guess we'll see what happens today. You guys give me your feedback today, please. And let me know exactly what you think of the camera today. If you want me to zoom back in or change the color mode back or whatever it may be. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot to talk about today. First of all, I'm coming back from a break. I was off yesterday. So, of course, there will be a segment entitled Phil's Day Off. And it won't be very exciting, but I'll still do it anyway. But in addition to that, there was some game news yesterday that I'd like to talk about. A few different stories that I actually tweeted about over the course of the day, but I feel like there'll be some interesting stuff to talk about, okay? Now, in addition to that, there's also a poll currently running to determine my next playthrough. I would like to talk a little bit about that, and if you haven't noticed, I've themed today's PreStream podcast what I'm wearing in the border towards those current results, which I'll be honest with, I am surprised at. So I'd like to share said results with you guys because it very well may influence exactly what we're doing next gameplay-wise on my streams. Okay? Cool. But in addition to all of that, ladies and gentlemen, something literally just happened out of the blue. Okay? I'm sitting here on a pre-stream and I'm just getting ready to go. And all of a sudden, a pop-up pops up. Parasolo has gifted a membership here on DSPGaming. What? Now, you guys remember last week, supposedly gifted memberships were supposed to go live for the entire site on the 14th. But it was a lie. They only launched in beta for large YouTubers. So everyone was kind of sitting around wondering, well, what happened? Why didn't Phil get them? Because we're excited for this. You know, over on Twitch, I used to get a ton of gifted subs on the channel. A ton. I'm hundreds a month. Okay? And I'm like, whoa. Well, I want that. But I didn't get it. Come to find out, only the big YouTubers got it. And you had to apply for it through an online form in order to get it. So I applied, and I waited and got absolutely no response whatsoever from YouTube. So I was assuming maybe they were just going to roll it out slowly, much like they did Super Thanks or whatever. So yesterday was my day off. I got no contact from YouTube or whatever. Nothing. Okay? Maybe something did happen yesterday, and I didn't know. I was never notified. Okay? Apparently, gifted memberships are now live here on DSPGaming. However, already people are finding these caveats of it. So allow me to explain. First of all, apparently, if you want to gift a membership to someone on YouTube, you already have to be a member of the channel. Now, it kind of makes sense. If you're going to be gifting memberships to a channel, likely you're probably already supporting said channel. Although, admittedly, I didn't notice in the past on Twitch, that wasn't always the case. Sometimes people would come in on a new account to protect their own identity, and then they would drop a sub bomb, okay? And then they would leave and never come back. I noticed that. That used to happen on Twitch because people were like, I don't want people to know it's me doing it because then I'll get harassed. So I'll make a dummy account, come in, gift a bunch of subs, and get out, right? That used to happen. So now you have to be a member to gift a membership. That's number one. In addition, supposedly, you can now I lost my train of thought. Hold on a second. Let me take a sip of seltzer. Now I did lose my train of thought. Oh, that's right. That was it. You have to be on a desktop version of YouTube to gift a membership. Apparently, if you're on a mobile user, you're going to use an app, or you're watching YouTube on the mobile version of the site on your phone, you can't gift a membership. Apparently, you can only gift a membership if you're on the full desktop version. Okay? Okay, Swaggins said he actually sent me a screen cap of what the gifted membership tab looks like so I could talk about it on stream. So hold on a second here. So, how do you gift a membership? Here's how it works. Wherever you used to go to send a super sticker or a super chat during a live stream, same exact spot. Okay? I don't know if this applies to super thanks. I don't know if you can gift a membership from an on-demand video. I guess that's a question that people who are watching this on demand would have to answer. But as for live streaming, you could gift a membership via the same menu where you used to do a super chat or a super sticker. Okay? It's called gifted membership gifting, buy memberships for multiple viewers. And then when you click on that, it opens up a secondary menu. And that secondary menu says your gift will be publicly announced. Lucky recipients selected by YouTube get 1 month of the access to perks from the standard supporter level. What does that mean? It means this is official. Okay? It is official that apparently you cannot select specifically who gets a gifted membership. If you gift a membership, okay, it's going to go to someone random. And I believe this morning it was Tyler who was in the stream chat and was super excited about it and actually, thanked Parasolo, and I congratulated Tyler. Tyler is officially the first ever gifted member here on DSPGaming. Seems like he's very happy about it, which I'm happy about too. So, there are options. You could buy individual gifted membership, or you can do a grouping of 5, 10, or 20 gifted memberships. Okay? And it appears, essentially, it's exactly the correct pricing. So a membership on my channel costs $3.99. So all you do is you do the math. 5 would be $19.95, or whatever is appropriate in your country, because remember, each country is priced differently, different pricing denominations, and I actually don't control that. That's on YouTube's end. I just set the baseline price, and then they go ahead and figure it out per country. Okay? So, that's that. Now, some people are saying there's an option to enable gifted memberships. I don't think that's the case. That sounds like baloney to me. Why would you need an option to enable a gifted membership, and how would anyone even know how to do that? It sounds to me like someone's full of crap. That doesn't sound to be correct. I think if someone's going to gift memberships, it's just going to gift them out, right? So, as of this morning, we've got 1 gifted member. Okay. Swaggin says, I'm not sure you can do a single gift. Well, Parasolo did a single gift. Parasolo, you're in the chat, right? Can you tell us how you gifted the single gift? Because Swaggins is saying in his menu he only sees the option to do multiples. How were you able to do just the single gifted membership? So I guess what people are saying is you have to enable the ability to receive gifts. Fruzo7 says, no, I gifted memberships. You don't need to enable it. See, already there's confusion. This is literally what happens every single time. At the same tab under Super Chat, I just paid. Parasolo is saying he saw a different menu than Swaggins. This is literally what happens every time YouTube launches something new. They don't provide any good information on how to use it. It's full of bugs. It looks different for everyone. It works different for everyone. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And then everyone complains that it doesn't work and it's confusing, and then YouTube updates it 27 times. So I'm not shocked to hear that this is already confusing the shit out of everyone on my channel. Do you need to enable gifted memberships or not on your own individual accounts? I have no idea, nor do I know how to do that. I would have no clue. Okay? Graves Fiend says, when there's a gift pop-up, you have to click on it to accept the gift. You don't have to enable to send gifts, only enable to accept. Fruito7 says it's under the menu for doing a super chat of super stickers and super thanks. Darziak says, I only see the option for 5, 10, or 20 people gifting. So some people are saying they have the option to do a single super gifted, Some people are some people are saying they have the ability to gift a single membership, and some people are saying they don't. They only have the option to gift 5, 10, or 20. Seriously. Unreal. Parasolo says, I chose 1 to gift to, but there are 5, 10, and 20. How did you choose 1, Parasolo? Do you see the difference between YouTube and Twitch? And this is what I've been emphasizing with you guys. Twitch, everything at a glance, everything in your face, user-friendly, easy to figure out, done. That's why people like using Twitch. YouTube is like, oh, we're adding an awesome new feature. Good luck using it because it's different for everyone. It's fucked up at launch. It's like, oh my God. You know? So anyway, the good news is, as of today, gifted memberships are live on DSPGaming. This is great news. As I've explained, you might be wondering, why is this such a big deal, or why would I even talk about it, and what's the emphasis, you know, what's the deal? Let me explain. When I live streamed over on Twitch for 4.5 years or so, all right, the gifting of subscriptions was a tremendous asset for me and my business and my channel. Why? Because people would come on and they would say, hey, I want to support the channel in general. Okay, not just specifically maybe fill with a tip, but I just want to help everyone here because I think it's a great community. And they would drop what's called a sub bomb. All right, so they would drop 5 subs, 10 subs, 20 subs. Okay, and when that happened, a bunch of random people would get them. Now you might say, well, that's not real growth. That's just artificial growth because someone's just gifting you a bunch of stuff to your channel. It doesn't necessarily mean your channel's growing. Correct. However, every time someone dropped one of these sub bombs, someone would enjoy that subscription for a month and be like, wow, I actually really liked that. Having the emotes, having the cool chat crown badge, having a highlighted name, all these features are really nice. I think I'm going to keep it. I really like Phil's content now, and I think I want to keep this for myself, and then they would renew it, okay? So that being said, it was growth. It was basically out of every 20 or 30, you get 1 or 2 that would stay. And so my channel grew over time from only having maybe 300 subs to all the way upwards of between 600 to 800 a month regular renewing subs. And let me tell you, that helps a lot. That was a humongous asset behind the scenes support for my channel. It just was. It was giant, okay? So, Emil H just gifted 5 memberships to the channel, according to the stream chat. And it says Graves Fiend, Uwat Baxter, Benson, Ryan Wilson, and Killamall just got them. Congratulations, you guys. And thank you, Email, for the gifted memberships. There you go. There it is. I don't know how that worked, but it worked. So what we will do is we will continue to follow this today, see how it works. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start updating the actual members count now, because it seems like it's going to jump up. You know what I'm saying? If you remember, we just lowered the membership count to 425 because I didn't think we were going to hit the 450 for the month. Okay? So Derek says, what happened is there was a pop-up. It says, next time you could be the lucky recipient of a gifted membership, so allow gifts. Yes, the pop-up notification asks to allow memberships to be gifted on the iOS mobile app. So my ruin says if you're on the mobile app, basically what you have to do, you have to be on the stream when this happens. So when someone's gifting them, you can enable the option. And once the option is enabled, now you have the ability to be the recipient of a gifted membership. Okay. There you go. All right. So you have to enable it. Now we know. See, we're learning together this morning, which is apparently how you have to do anything on YouTube. We work it out together and try to figure it out. Okay? Thank you, Rebel, for re-upping your membership. And I'll give you a shout-out with your message later. Cool. So, yeah. So, there you go. That's cool. What I'm thinking, I mean, this is awesome. And I'm telling you guys, you have no idea. Because at first, when we started seeing gifted memberships on Twitch, we didn't think it was a big deal. Within a few months, I was getting hundreds of gifted memberships a month. This was helping the channel in a tremendously positive fashion, and people were renewing those subs. So now they're called memberships. They were renewing them. I guarantee you, out of some of the people who are going to get gifted memberships now, some of them will choose to renew. Now, this is a great step for YouTube. This is a great step. Now you know what YouTube needs to do. If you're a YouTube Premium member, you get a free membership. They got to do that. It's the same as the Twitch Prime deal, where if you're an Amazon Prime member, you get a free Twitch membership or free Twitch sub. They got to do the same thing with YouTube Premium, and there's no excuse for them to not do it. Now that the gifted memberships exist, they absolutely need to start doing this. Okay? So, anyway, this is cool. By the way, what is YouTube Premium? I would like to speak a little bit about this morning, because I have now used YouTube Premium for almost a month, and I have something to say about it. YouTube Premium is the ability to watch YouTube videos with no ads whatsoever, but if you watch a content creator's video who has ads enabled, they still get paid. In addition, you can download entire videos off YouTube to watch at a later date. So if you know that you're going to want to watch a video, but you can't have an internet connection that's stable, you can download a ton of videos ahead of time and watch them later. There's also a bunch of other features that are available under YouTube Premium. I believe it's between $10 and $15 a month. I don't know because I'm under the free trial. I started doing it when I did the Down the Rabbit Hole Wings of Redemption reaction video. I enabled YouTube Premium's 3-month free trial to see how it would work. I love it. It's ridiculously good. Like, it changes YouTube. The fact that you don't have to watch an ad, it's tremendous. And by the way, again, it helps the person you like the most on YouTube. If you have a content creator or creators you like and you watch their content all the time and you know they run ads, it helps them tremendously and you don't have to watch the ads. It's a really awesome thing, okay? So consider doing it. If you are a frequenter of YouTube, you use YouTube all the time, and you want to support the people you watch, because some people would argue, I'll just use an ad blocker third-party program. Good for you, but essentially then you're hurting the people you like as content creators. I'm just being honest. You are. You're hurting them because you're not providing any kind of support for them. As opposed to if you have YouTube Premium, they get credit for every view, and you're supporting those people. Okay? So there you go. Favma says, I think it's worth it if you watch on TV or mobile and you listen to music. It's pretty cool. I do not listen to the YouTube music. I don't know how that works. If you're listening to a music playlist on a video on YouTube and you don't want intrusive ads, that's got to be a must, right? Some people I know for a fact use YouTube to listen to music. Like nice playlists and things, relaxing music. No ads on that is fucking huge. By the way, we got an annoying troll here today who's getting repeatedly banned by the mods. Just ignore the idiot. Don't worry. No matter how you contribute to me, you don't get doxxed. You don't ever have to listen to an idiot like that. Just disregard the moronic things this idiot's saying. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be reminding people, obviously over the course of today's streams, that gifted memberships are now possible. We already have 6 this morning. Thank you so much to Emil and to Parasolo for those gifted memberships. Okay. And we will continue today and see how it goes. Maybe, I mean, at this rate, if a bunch of people are going to come and support in this manner, maybe we'll even hit our member goal, which means the next DSP Reacts event is a lock, and we just need to start voting on what you guys want it to be. Okay? Excuse me. So, one other thing, too. In regards to DSP Reacts, I'm aware that some people are already tired of me reacting to Down the Rabbit Hole videos, which is why the options for the next 2 will not be Down the Rabbit Hole. but I've already thrown a couple feelers out to a couple of content creators out there to see if they would allow me to react to their content. And I'm curious to see how they'll respond, because I honestly have absolutely no idea how they're going to respond. But I'm definitely interested in seeing how they respond. If they say yes, this will open up more avenues of content for me to react to. But I got to see what happens, because as I told you guys, I absolutely am not going to be reacting to stuff without like direct permission, or with it being in the huge protection of fair use. All right, there's a difference between there's definitely a difference between me like reacting to something that was tossed out there years and years ago, and for example the John Rambo and Howard recording, right? That's something that was tossed out there 100 years ago. Tons of people have already reacted to it. No one even has ownership of it anymore, because it's been re-uploaded and re-uploaded so many times. It's just out there. It's almost like public domain at this point, right? That's one thing that I can definitely say is, yes, you don't need permission for something like that, all right? But if I'm going to take direct content off of someone's channel, a documentary that they've made, and I'm going to react to it, that's literally rebroadcasting their work in its entirety. That's not acceptable unless you get permission, in my opinion. You could disagree with it. Some people do disagree with it and say, oh, it's still fair use. I disagree. I would want direct permission from the person who made it before I felt comfortable doing anything with it. You see what I'm saying? So that's the deal. I'm not going to do it until I get permission. I hope I do. Like, there's a couple people who I'd really like to react to their stuff. I've been doing a little bit of research behind the scenes, and I hope that something good comes of it. I'd love to do that, and maybe do like 1 or 2 reacts a month. Like, do every 2-3 weeks or something, do a new react project. But it could be a variety of stuff we rotate between, rather than just the same content over and over. Okay? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was a lot of stuff that I wasn't planning on talking about today. Let's get to the stuff I was planning on talking about today. All right? So first of all, yesterday was my day off, and so I guess we'll talk about it a little bit in this segment called Phil's Day Off. Admittedly, I don't have much to talk about. Why? Because since I celebrated my wedding anniversary a few weeks ago, that was when my wife and I kind of went out that one week. We spent money. We got an expensive dinner, as I told you about many weeks ago on the podcast. We don't really have much money right now, or any, honestly. We basically just have enough for the essentials and 1 meal out a week. So we actually went out and just did errands for the most part. A lot. You know what? Want to know what we really did? Window shopping. We went to a couple of stores, just kind of looked around at what they had. Like, there's a local store here in our area. It's called Cost Plus World Market. And the reason we like this store is because they have stuff from all over the world. They have food and beverages and liquor and clothing and things for your house and cookware. But it's like not just American stuff. It's stuff from all over the planet. And you can find all kinds of fun food stuff in there. Mediterranean, Indian food, Italian, European. Things you never even heard of. You're like, wow, I didn't even know this kind of stuff existed. We like looking around in that store. I mean, we have some money, then obviously I would like to buy something, but I don't have the money. I'm just being honest, it's just, things aren't great right now, money-wise, so it is what it is, No, my mic did not cut out for a few seconds. My mic has been working all along. Sounds like your internet cut out for a few seconds, Fruits07. Anyway, so we did that. We went to that store. Went to a few stores, some window shopping. Went to the pet store. Jasper needed cat treats and food this week, so we got him his stuff. And we always like seeing animals at the pet store. So we always like seeing little guinea pigs jumping around and little hamsters. Of course, I love hamsters. I had hamsters twice before as pets. I think they're super cute. People are saying it's cutting out. It's not on my end. My mic is not cutting out on my end at all. I'm watching right now. I have 0 dropped frames. I have nothing dropped whatsoever on my end. Can you guys hear me? Did anyone else hear it cut out? Because it's all good on my end. I'm looking. Some people are saying, no, it's not cutting out. There's nothing wrong. It sounds like it's a YouTube side issue then. Once again, what a shocker. It's a YouTube side issue. Okay. By the way, shout out to Twisted Resistor. I haven't seen you in a bit, man. How you doing? Good to see you on the stream today. I like seeing people who I haven't seen in a while come back to chill. It's awesome. Welcome back. Okay, so anyway, we didn't do too much. in regards to our day out, like I said, a lot of window shopping, driving around, and doing. We had essential things to do. We had an appointment we had to go to. Like I said, my day off is if we have something important we need to do, that's the day we got to do it. So, yeah. For dinner, we got something that we tried a couple months ago and absolutely loved. We got it again. This is our one day out a week to eat. We got the Rock wood-fired pizza, which is freaking amazing. If you get it in person, it's great, but we've discovered even getting it delivery is great. It shows up fresh. It's absolutely delicious. We love it. It's probably the best pizza out here, even though it's not authentic Italian-style pizza. It's crazy good. It's crazy good. So, we loved it. That's what we had for dinner, basically, was the Rock wood-fired pizza. And that's about it. That's really all I have to say about my day off. By the way, I will say something interesting. You guys noticing the camera looks good today, right? Whatever this mode is that I enabled for the color adjustment is working perfectly. Because right now the sun is coming out and the camera's not messed up. I should have had this on all along, I feel. And I've been using this camera for how many years? I never enabled this color mode. Let's see what it's called. It looks fine to me, right? It looks like the camera's actually adjusting properly. Like it should have been all along. It was called Right Light Mode with Auto Gain. Look at this. Yeah, Right Light Mode with Auto Gain. What's happening is as the sun is adjusting its brightness, it's adjusting the brightness on the stream. It's working perfectly. I could have been doing this all along. Oh my God. Well, you'll learn something new every day, huh? I only had this mode all along, but I'm a fucking idiot. Like, why does my webcam look so bad? Why am I pink in half the videos? I don't understand. Because I didn't check all the options. Anyway, okay. So, that was my day off. Nothing too special to write home about. After we got home, we had the pizza, which was delicious. We were actually watching someone play Elden Ring for a little bit. Because here's the thing. While I was playing Elden Ring, about a week to 2 weeks into playing it, we decided to watch some other people start playing it. So we watched probably 3 or 4 different people total, but in total we followed 2. One is a relatively really large, known for FromSoft playthroughs kind of guy, and another person is just a variety content creator who just plays the FromSoft games much like me, but isn't necessarily great at them. Wow, you want to talk about different strategies? They've played the game completely differently. And we really enjoyed watching it, but basically since I beat the game a couple weeks ago, or was it a week? I don't even remember when it was at this point. We kind of lost interest in watching other people play it, even though it was fun while I was playing it. Once I beat it, it's kind of like, well, I already seen it all, right? So we turned it on, we watched it for like half an hour, we got bored, we closed it. We just ended up watching MasterChef again. We've been watching MasterChef pretty much nonstop for like a month. I think we're at like season 5 now. We skipped a few seasons though, because there were a few seasons that back in the day I watched, and I remembered like the entire season, what happened. So I was like, there's no point in us watching this. I know everything that's going on. So I think we watched season 1, and then we watched like season 4, and now we're on season 5 or something like that. So anyway, that was pretty much our day off yesterday. All right. So let's talk about today in the schedule. Let's talk about what's coming up this week. I got a really important update in regards to the future. Hint, hint. Okay. And then we got some news stories to cover on today's PreStream podcast. Okay? Okay. All right. So today, what are we doing? Well, first of all, we're celebrating. We're celebrating my return to streams and gifted memberships. So thank you to everyone who already gifted a membership. I'm actually, if you can't tell, I'm pleased with this. I'm not expecting much. I'm not expecting anyone to come on the stream today and drop giant membership bombs. I'm not. It was pretty random when it would happen on Twitch too. So, but I get the feeling like this is going to be a positive feeling where every once in a while someone will support the channel or support someone else. That's a nice feeling to know that that's there. And I am excited for this, okay? Now, today's gameplay. After the PreStream podcast, we start off with WWE 2K22's My Rise mode. I played this one major stream so far. And in that one major stream, we basically did a bunch of fantasy matches against top-ranked superstars like Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock in a handicap match. Did I expect that in the mode? No, I did not. Okay? So we did that, and we got out of the Performance Center, which is essentially training and got to the NXT show, which is the developmental show that WWE runs, and won the first title. Won the North American Championship, which was fun. Now I have a title under, I was going to say under my belt, but it's kind of a belt. So how do you put a belt under a belt? That I don't know. But it was fun to do. I had a good time with this so far, and I'm excited for more. I'm excited for more today. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to stay in NXT. Hopefully we can maybe win some tag titles or maybe even win the NXT, the major title. And then I get the feeling after you do that for a bit, they probably give you an option to rotate to one of the other shows, right? Cool. So that'll be fun. And I do feel like over time, my character, I will evolve. Like once I move to a new show, I think what I will do is possibly update my moveset. Because right now, my moveset, I got the Band Bomb finisher and I got the Lean In Manual Slam signature move. But I think I might want to change that once I move to a better show. So we'll see. But you can edit your moveset, I think, at any time. So. Awesome. Then, later tonight on the late stream at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, ladies and gentlemen, it is my possible, wow, I Am Kazam just gifted 5 memberships to the channel. Congratulations to Shame Isan, Ali Corney, Derek, Thak Mild, and Mr. E, who all just took those gifted memberships. They were able to accept them. So congratulations to all of you on the gifted memberships. That is really awesome. And by the way, I will update this member total by the end of the stream. I think at this point we're at 400 already. Seriously. So there you go. Excellent. Congratulations to you guys, and thank you to I Am Kazam for the gifted memberships. That helps a lot. Okay. Dark Viking says, how do you gift them? Go to the same section where you would have done a super chat or super sticker, and apparently the membership or gift is now there. That's what people are saying. But apparently you have to do it on a desktop PC. You cannot do it on a mobile version of YouTube. Okay. So, continuing on. Tonight, on the late stream, it's Halo Infinite multiplayer. However, yes, Swaggins, when Parasolo gifted a membership, it said he only gifted one. It was a pop-up on the stream that said he only gifted a single one. Whoa! Dark Viking just gifted 20 memberships. So here we go. Congratulations to Roadblocks, Camaro Lover, My Ruin, Black Lady Walking, Sweet Harmonies, Jake Bauman, Victory, Dr. Green, Scuffed Monkey, Tommy Nook, King Lafitte, Jackknife Finnegan, Rafa, Guts the Black Swordsman, Dead Iron, Johnny Truant, Big Old Bean, Mr. Firefist Fury, and Ryan Gilbert. Damn. Congratulations to all of you guys. Guys, I'm almost positive we just hit the members goal. Do you see what I was saying about gifted memberships? I'm pretty positive we just hit the members goal. And by the way, if that's the case, we just hit a new record high for members on the channel. Would you like me to check? Let's interrupt what I'm doing here and let's check. I'm fairly certain we just hit a new milestone on DSPGaming. We hit 420 members. We're at 420. So everyone hit the spliff, stoke up. Babu Chan just gifted 5 memberships to the channel. So congratulations to Expand Dong II, Redman 21, Jeremy Kyle, Mike Kelly, and John, who all just got a gifted membership. And with that, it is official. Yes, we have hit our goal of memberships for the month within moments of this being enabled. We did it. Within moments. Seriously. Now, do you guys see, you understand what I was telling you about how important this feature is? Within moments. Okay? So, that means you guys are going to begin to vote on what the next React project will be. All right? However, I would like to hold off on doing the vote as of yet, and here's why. As I've stated, I've tossed out some feelers out there for other people. Or I should say, what the hell? Oh, this is trash. Hold on. I'm getting so confused because I'm getting a bunch of shit here. Oh, I reached out, okay, to a couple content creators in regards to their created content. Oh, I just got a response. And the person says yes. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is very interesting. Things just got really, really interesting. You want to know why? Because I'm about to do a poll for the next DSP Reacts event, and you're really going to like this. You're absolutely positively going to like this. This is a really cool pre-stream podcast right now. Okay, you ready? We're doing it live. You ready for this? So here's what we're doing. We're going to do a new poll right now on the community tab of DSPGaming. There's going to be 4 options. Okay? Big update. We hit the members goal for May. Mere moments. Put my hand over here. Mere moments after gifted memberships were enabled on DSPGaming. This means you can now vote on the next upcoming DSP Reacts project here. Good luck and thanks. Which do you want to see be the next DSP Reacts? Option number 1. This is how you don't play Metal Gear Solid 2, the original. Option number 2. John Rambo and Howard expose DSP in a recording. I don't even know how else to state it because it's so weird. It's a fucking audio recording that I guess originally was video, but the video got taken down, but the audio was re-uploaded 5,000 times, and we don't even know if what's out there is the original. Okay. And I'll put via 2015 because that's when it was. All right, now, guys, here's the thing. You guys stated you wanted me to react to things that weren't down the rabbit hole and also things that had nothing to do with me because I just did one about me. I have 2 new options. You ready for this? Option number 3 to vote on is DSP Reacts to June the King, Low Tier God. Or option number 4, June the King, Wings of Redemption, It Got Worse. Yes, because I just got permission. The poll is now live. Would you rather see me react to the original This Is How You Don't Play, the John Rambo and Howard video, June the King's documentary on Low Tier God, or June the King's second documentary on Rings of Redemption covering the recent years? By the way, before people start saying shit, all right, I already talked to Wings of Redemption, and he gave me permission to do the second one, okay? Now, you might say, did I get permission from Low Tier God to do his documentary? No. Because I don't care. I don't care about that. I don't need his permission. Fuck that. I can do his if I want. So, I did get permission to do stuff from June the King, so I can react to his content. There you go. There you go. hilarious. 672 says, don't do it. Don't do it. LTG would be like, pay me to react. Oh my god. What is the Saturn stick? What? Big Papa Phil says, you know what? LTG using his Saturn stick on you. What the fuck does that mean? Oh my god. You have to understand something. Alright? You do have to understand something. You're going to notice that when I do these reacts, they're different. I do them from a objective perspective. Okay? It's objective. And if I were to watch a documentary on LTG, all right, I would not tear the guy a new asshole. I wouldn't. I would be objective and try to be fair and honest and balanced and, again, bring my perspective. For years, people said that LTG was the black DSP. I'll be honest with you guys, I think that's fucked up. I do. I'm not saying I like the guy or anything. In fact, I know very little about him. But I think it's fucked up that every moment that they say that he gets so pissed off, because it's true. If he's trying to make his own online identity and he's trying to make meaningful content that he feels is good for an audience or whatever, you don't want to constantly be called this, oh, you're the same as someone else. When I first started on YouTube, guess what people called me? They said, you're a knockoff AVGN, Angry Video Game Nerd. And I was like, how? How am I a knockoff Angry Video Game Nerd? I don't do scripted content. I don't do reviews of like ancient games. I'm sitting here playing new games and doing live commentary on them. Like, why? I don't get it. Just back then, no lie, no exaggeration. There was a situation where anyone, absolutely anyone, who made any kind of content that was gameplay was called a knockoff AVGN. It was so ridiculous. LTG slammed June hardcore for that video. Now, why did he? See, this is good to get perspective. Why did he do that? He harassed June the King for years over the documentary. Fruzo7 says, I don't understand why you don't need permission. I need permission from the person who made the documentary. I don't need permission from the person who's the subject matter of the documentary. Yeah. Oh, Jade, I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm sorry for your loss. You said you had to put down a family dog yesterday. I'm really sorry, man. I hope that at least today, my streams will put a smile on your face and give you some entertainment to make you feel a little better, man. That's rough. Whenever, I've always said this, that a beloved family pet is as much a member of the family as anyone in your family, right? That pet is a part of your family. And some people think, oh, you're ridiculous. You treat your pets like a human. Well, okay. Maybe your dog or your cat or even, even a smaller creature like a lizard or a bird or a little furry guy, whatever, isn't necessarily human, but they definitely become a beloved part of that structure that is your family. And to lose that is a huge loss. Absolutely. And I feel for you. I've been there. And I hope you feel better, man. Maybe the streams will cheer you up today, right? You know what? Okay. This is very interesting to me. Because what people are saying is that LTG really took that documentary to heart and didn't like it. So maybe I'll talk to LTG. You ever thought about that? Maybe I'll have a conversation with him. Figure out what's going on. Figure out why he was so upset about that documentary. Maybe if I were to do that, I would try to go in. Now, again, I can't promise that because I have to see if LTG's interested. But I would like to see what upset him so much about that documentary. You know what I'm saying? Whoa! What just happened? Did we just get another gifted membership? We did. Another 5 bomb just dropped, I believe. Yes, K-Styles 1998 just gifted a bunch of memberships, so congrats to Hipster in Seattle, Kagome, Wiley Coyote, Andy Young, and Ian Millard, who each just got some gifted memberships. Congratulations, guys. Yeah, congratulations. Awesome. All right. What we'll do is by the end of this stream, I'll check for total members, okay? And we'll see what we're at. Because now we're already hit a new record, and now we're going even higher. I told you guys this would happen. I said the moment gifted memberships was enabled, this is going to happen, and here we go. It's like prophetic, right? How do you gift? You got to look at the section where you can do super chat or super sticker, and that's where the gift options are. So, okay. Anyway, can we get back to the subject matter at hand? So now the poll's running. Everyone vote on what you want to see. I guess I can't promise the LTG one. If people are saying the LTG really had major problems with it, then maybe what I can do is contact him and say, hey, how about this? You know, I want your perspective on this. I want to know what the truth is and what's damaging here, or what you feel is, you know, slander or whatever. I'd love to hear it. I'd absolutely love to hear the truth of the matter. Because I hate to say it, none of these documentaries online are truthful. You saw me tear into the Frederick Knudsen one about me, right? And the thing was, nothing in the Down the Rabbit Hole Dark Side Phil was meant to be insulting or misinformation. He was doing a documentary based on the public information that was out there that was either half-truths or wrong or not in perspective or context, right? If you don't see the gifted membership option, it's probably because you're not in the full desktop version of YouTube. People are saying you can only give memberships if you're on the full desktop version of YouTube. You can't do it from an app. You can't do it from a mobile site. You have to do it from like full loaded desktop YouTube. It's the only way to do it right now. Jade, please tell your aunt that I said I'm sorry for your loss. Cookie says, why'd you say the Down the Rabbit Hole one was the most honest one? Because it still is. Even though it's literally inaccurate. I knew that reacting to that one was the best thing to do because it's based on at least the data that was publicly available, which then allowed me to elaborate, extrapolate, and in some cases just outright correct the things said in the video. People are really enjoying my DSP reacts to the Down the Rabbit Hole Dark Side Phil video. The views are actually substantially increasing over the course of the week, which I didn't think would happen. I thought it would be like, it gets watched once and it's dead by Monday. But the views are actually going up every day. People are really, really enjoying the project, so. No, Derek, YouTube didn't tell me that gifted memberships was enabled. They don't tell me anything. They really don't. Kill Them All says, can we have a King of Reactions channel? Right now, I want to build DSPGaming. That's the point of this channel, is building the channel, you see? But I'm not saying down the line it might not be something possible. I just don't want to separate my content right now. Okay. Now everyone's enjoying using the emotes. This is great. Everyone's using the emotes that just got a gifted membership. All right, let us get back to the if I don't talk about the subject matter at hand, we'll never get through the broadcast, okay? So today it's WWE 2K22 on the first stream. Tonight's late stream at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time is Halo Infinite multiplayer. However, it may be the final Halo Infinite stream ever. Here's why. I've now played Halo Infinite Season 2 3 times. Okay? 3 times. Guess what? Every time I've played it, it gets worse. Because I'm realizing there's no new content in this besides 2 maps, one of which you can only play in game mode I don't like. And all of the event milestones are tied to the one game mode I don't like. And the connections are still bad. So it's like every time I play, I'm like, ugh. At first it was like, ooh, multiplayer, first-person game, it feels good again, refreshing for the channel. And the second time I'm playing, I'm like, oh, this is getting kind of frustrating, man. It's just not accurate. Still, they didn't really improve this. And I played it last time, and I was like, I'm not kidding. I played for 2 hours. 4 matches felt good. The rest all felt like laggy shit. So, let's see how it goes tonight. If tonight I play and maybe my experience is a little better, we all have fun together, then I will keep Halo Infinite in the rotation. But if tonight I play and it ends up being laggy shit and just not fun again, I'm dropping it, man. And I'm sorry, I don't want to. I legitimately don't want to drop it. I want to have fun with Halo. But it just doesn't seem like they're trying. I hate to say it, they're not trying at all. I don't know what the fuck 343 Industries is doing, but they're certainly not putting effort into making this thing feel refreshed or interesting for anyone. It's the same shit, just, exposed. The more you play it, the more exposed it gets. You see? Anyway, we'll see tonight what happens, okay? Tomorrow, Thursday, all right? Email just gifted another 20 memberships. Holy shit. Congratulations to a name I cannot pronounce. Josh K, KG, Prodigy Cajun, Camo, Jin J, El Hermano, Habib Gaming, Oil Tank Guardian, Life at the Outpost, Lumix, a hired hoodlum, but I don't think it's the real one. Golden Colts, Five Miss, Wiley, oh, not Wiley Cutter. I can't even read all of them. Jaborist, Samwise Gamgee, Mateus Enrique, Roman, Shifty's 49ers Talk. All this is great. I couldn't even read every name because they all scrolled so fast. I don't think that was the real Lumix. I think that might be a fake, like an impersonator Lumix. Remember, on YouTube, anyone can make any name. Thank you. So I will update the total members in a bit. We'll see where we're at, okay? Okay. Of course it's great. I told you this would happen. I literally told you guys this would happen when gifted memberships got enabled. All right, let's get back to the subject matter at hand. Tomorrow, Thursday, Skyrim Anniversary Edition continuing on with the Dragonborn DLC, which at this point, I think we are approaching the end of it. It doesn't seem like there's that much left to do. I have like 2 or 3 story missions left, but it seems like the story of the area might be coming to its logical conclusion soon. So maybe 1 or 2 more streams, and then we're done with the DLC. We'll go back to the main game. And then tomorrow night will be the conclusion of Mirror's Edge. I actually looked it up, and there's 3 chapters left. Last time around, we beat 3 chapters. Stands to reason we'll probably beat 3 more chapters and finish the game tomorrow night. Okay? Then, on Friday, more WWE paired with Friday Night Fights. Old school Street Fighter fun on Friday night, which I'm very excited for. Saturday, more Skyrim, and Saturday night is when we're starting something new. Now, this is why I wore my King of Retro shirt, and I have my podcast branded today with retro stuff, because we have a poll running, okay? And this poll has been running for the past couple of days, over my day off and everything. And this poll is to determine interest in what you guys would be interested in seeing as the next major playthrough, okay? And the options are as follows. Legend of Zelda Link to the Past on SNES, Earthbound or Mother 2 on SNES, Super Mario Bros. 2 USA version, which is known as Doki Doki Panic in Japan, on the NES, Serious Sam 4, which is on Game Pass, or One Piece Pirate Warriors 4, which is on Game Pass. So here's the percentages. One Piece Pirate Warriors 4, 12%, Serious Sam 4, 11%, Super Mario Bros. 2 USA, 16%, Earthbound, 13%, and Legend of Zelda Link to the Past, 48%. Damn. You guys really want to see Retro Zelda. 48% of 1,400 votes is for Zelda Link to the Past. There he is. There's 16-bit Link right there. So it's pretty obvious. This is something you guys are interested in. All right? And I played it in the summer of Retro, which was the summer of 2013. I remember enjoying it, but I hate to say it, I didn't enjoy it as much as I would have liked because, number one, I was not an interactive streamer at that time. I was just doing content and ignoring my live audience. And number two, because I had chosen to do an entire summer filled with that kind of retro-style content, sadly, people got completely turned off and weren't really watching it. Back then, my income was dependent on ad views on YouTube. So it was disheartening that here I am doing stuff that's near and dear to my heart, games I grew up with and loved, and people weren't really caring. So by the time that I was halfway through the summer of Retro, I was kind of angry, and that's not a good way to be. So what I would like to do is play this game again, all right, as a night stream. The game, if I remember correctly, Zelda Link to the Past is it's around 15, is it 15 hours, I want to say? I think it's between 10 to 15 hours long, because the dungeons aren't very lengthy till the end. Then they start to get really complicated at the end. It's also been almost 10 years since I played it. So I don't know how much I'm going to remember, because it's been that long since I played the game, okay? So, I'm definitely interested in replaying Zelda Link to the Past, and if this is the game you guys want to see, I would be absolutely positively down for that. The catch is I have to re-up my Nintendo Switch Online membership to get it, because that's where it's on. It's on the Switch. But I'd be okay with that if this is a game that you guys would feel meaning in me playing. Okay? The other interesting enough thing about that, okay, is that out of all that, the second place game is Super Mario Brothers 2. I didn't expect that, but it is. It's the second most voted game, and that's one I've never played at all on YouTube or anything. Like, never streamed it, nothing. That would be a pure, plain, original, first time, honest effort playthrough for you guys, which I'd be down for doing. Pretty cool. So, all right. I think starting this weekend, once I beat Mirror's Edge, I think we're going to start Legend of Zelda Link to the Past. I think it's kind of a given I should do it, since you guys voted in such droves to see this, okay? Now, outside of that, I don't know what else we're going to do, because here's the thing. I don't know if we're going to keep playing Halo Infinite or not. If we do, then Halo Infinite will remain in the rotation. It will be alternation between Zelda and Halo Infinite on the late streams. But if Halo Infinite kind of fizzles out and dies tonight, then maybe we'll do something different, all right? What? I don't know. We'll have to think about it. Do I want to do the second place? Do I want to do Super Mario 2? Or do we want to do something different so it's not all retro games at night? I don't know. We could talk about it and figure it out. But let's get through tonight's Halo Infinite stream, try to make that determination and go from there rather than get ahead of ourselves. You know me, I'm not the kind of guy that wants to overpromise and underdeliver. So let's see what happens tonight. Okay? Cool. So that's the rough weekend. We'll see what happens with that. Now, there are no major new releases this month for another week. Okay? The next time that there's a big amount of releases is May 26th, which would be a week and a day from now. You got Sniper Elite 5, and then May 27th, you got Pac-Man Museum Plus. So at the end of May, we'll have a couple other games that I'll be throwing into the rotation for variety purposes, and we'll see how those go. All right? I'm not promising that I'm going to play those games at length, but I want to try them out because they're both on Game Pass. Okay? 672, we see you in chat. Why are you typing a bunch of numbers and letters saying test, test? We can see you in chat. What are you doing? Yes, we can see you. Oh, my nose itches. Ah! Houston Ray says, is it illegal to be streaming an emulator? I honestly have no idea. I don't know about the legality of any of that. If I play these retro games, I'll be playing them on the Switch. That way I'm covered. They're under a subscription-based whatever. That's one of the major things holding me back from playing Chrono Trigger, which honestly, I'd love to play Chrono Trigger right now. But sadly, there's no way to do it on a modern Nintendo console. It severely limits what I can do. Sucks, because I want to play Chrono Trigger. Okay? All right, so we got through the schedule portion of the stream. Now let's talk about some game news that happened during my day off yesterday. We got 3 major news stories that I'd like to talk about. Okay? The first story is not really a story, but it's more a reaction to something that I discovered because I was reading some threads yesterday on Twitter, and some people are obviously they're all excited about upcoming games, and some people were talking about Gotham Knight, this new Batman game with no Batman. It's just that, basically all the characters who used to be kind of the sidekicks are now the main characters that you alternate between 4 different fighting styles. One of the characters is Batgirl. Now, apparently, this Gotham Knights game is supposed to be a direct sequel to the Arkham trilogy. Batman Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Knight. So Batman apparently is dead. Okay? And that's why these 4 heroes are now defending Gotham City in his place, because he died at the end of Arkham Knight, supposedly. Okay? Now, one of the weird things about this is one of the characters is Batgirl. Okay? Batgirl, Barbara Gordon. She's supposed to be the daughter of Commissioner Gordon. I guess Commissioner Gordon also dies in the plotline of the Arkham games. I actually don't remember, but apparently he does. And if you remember, if you had played the Arkham trilogy, the plotline is that Barbara Gordon is paralyzed in a confrontation with a supervillain. So she stops being Batgirl and becomes Oracle. She's paralyzed from the waist down, but she's in a motorized wheelchair, and she uses all of her ability, her hyper intellect, to basically be a surveillance person in Gotham City. She feeds all the surveillance info to Batman, okay? So, at the end of the Arkham trilogy, she's still in the wheelchair, all right? But now apparently people are like, well, wait a minute. How is she Batgirl again? This doesn't make sense. She's paralyzed. So some people were surmising, oh, well, it might be that the plot of Gotham Knight actually isn't a direct sequel to the Arkham trilogy. Wrong. If you read her character bio that they have provided on the internet, which a lot of people didn't realize was on there, you will have the biggest jaw-dropping what the fuck laugh you'll ever have in your life. It basically says the following. Are you ready for this? I'm going to read it for you. Apparently I'm not, because I don't have it there. I got to go to my Twitter. I thought I had it saved to my screen captures. Apparently I don't. Here's the backstory of Batgirl. Ready? Few people can match Barbara Gordon in terms of raw willpower and determination. Barbara has always been a person of action. In her mind, backing down is never an option. Okay, that all makes sense. Having one of Gotham City's most well-known police commissioners as a father had a massive impact on her. Right. Jim Gordon gave his life for Gotham, and now she wants to make sure that it wasn't in vain. After a face-off that put Barbara in a wheelchair, she became Oracle, a powerful information and communications expert. Okay, up to this point, it all sounds right. It all sounds accurate. Okay? But her father's death spurred her to train and recover from her wounds so that now she can return to active duty as Batgirl. What? She's paralyzed from the waist down, but because her dad died, she's going to train herself out of a back paralyzing injury. Does anyone understand basic anatomy and the nature of how a back works? So unless we're in a situation here where it's like, I could compare this to like modern day pro wrestlers. Okay, and what I mean by that is, at one time, pro wrestlers would have back or neck injuries, and they were told you can never wrestle again, and they would retire. I'm thinking of guys like Edge, Daniel Bryan. They were actually literally told you can never wrestle again. If you do, you could be paralyzed or you could die in the ring. But over time, technology advances, doctors learn new medicine techniques, and apparently they found ways to either fuse the back or do something else with the back that the backs could be repaired. And now these guys are back to active duty wrestlers. Okay, now I'm sure they have to be careful with what they're doing, but they can actually do what they love again. All right? So unless you're telling me that she had a sports injury like that, but to my knowledge, it was like a big confrontation with a supervillain who like fucked her body up badly in battle, in real combat, right? And it would be one thing if the story was like, oh, due to technological advances, they found a way to fix her body. No, she's so determined to help after her father dies, she trains her way out of the paralyzation. Okay. Seems stupid, but then again, we're talking about comic books. We're talking about universes where, you know, Superman dies 17 times but can't die and comes back. So why'd you ever say he fucking died? You know, I guess he went into some kind of a weird state where he didn't have to breathe, but he's still alive because he's Kryptonian or something. I don't know. You're talking about, you know, Batman supposedly had his back and neck broken by Bane and he got fixed. So it makes absolutely no fucking sense at all. The thing for me is like, if she was going to be Oracle because she couldn't fix her back, then just have her be Oracle. Not have her be Oracle, but then when it's convenient, retcon the story, which is exactly what they're doing for this video game. But anyway, pretty weird. I think it's pretty dumb. It's a silly story, but I got a laugh out of it. Okay, up next. The next story I have for you is actually, in my opinion, good news. Although some people might say it's no news. I think it's good news. So, you guys know who Ed Boon is? Ed Boon is one half of the dynamic duo of fighting games from Midway in the 1990s. There was Ed Boon and there was John Tobias. And together, Boon and Tobias made the Mortal Kombat franchise. Now, after that, Midway went on to make tons of other video games and then became Netherrealm Studios, and that's where they are today. They're owned by WB, and Netherrealm is known for the Mortal Kombat franchise, which was recently rebooted in the last decade to be Mortal Kombat 9, 10, and 11. And then also the Injustice franchise, the DC Comics fighter. Funny, we're talking about a lot of DC today. And there's Injustice 1 and 2, okay? So, everyone's wondering, what's the next game from Netherrealm? It's been a few years since Mortal Kombat 12, and everyone's like, well, if you follow their kind of release schedule, they had Mortal Kombat 9, then Injustice, then Mortal Kombat 10, then Injustice 2, then Mortal Kombat 11, and nothing. So what's next? You would assume it's going to be Mortal Kombat 12. Excuse me. I'm so stupid. Let's try that again. You would assume it's going to be Injustice 3. Or you would assume it would be Mortal Kombat 12 if you think maybe they're not working on Injustice and they just want to do more Mortal Kombats. Well, Ed Boon made this very interesting tweet yesterday that got a lot of people talking, and I would like to reiterate the tweet. He says the following. If I can get Twitter to load. Any day. Here it is. We really appreciate that 2 of our games have anticipation for future installments, and I wish that we could be everything everywhere all at once. But someone would have to give us the keys to the multiverse first. Now wait a minute. When you read that tweet at face value, if you guys aren't aware, there's a movie out right now called Everything Everywhere All at Once, and it deals with the idea of a multiverse, that there's other versions of us out there in different universes that are kind of parallel to ours that are all different versions of the same person. And he's getting keys to the multiverse, right? Now, there's already a game coming out this year called Multiverses. That's not being made by Netherrealm, but it has DC Comics characters in it. Some people took this as, oh, Netherrealm's working on having Mortal Kombat characters in multiverses. Okay? Other people read this and like, wait a minute. He referenced a movie about a multiverse. He even references the keys to the multiverse. Is he saying that Netherrealm was making a multiverse game? And if that's the case, does that mean he's saying they're going to have a game with characters from all different franchises, all different intellectual properties, crossing over and fighting each other? Is that what he's saying? Because he's essentially saying in this tweet, we're not making Injustice 3 and we're not making Mortal Kombat 12. So what is Netherrealm making? Because we know they've been working on a game for many years. But we haven't gotten any explanation as to what it is yet. So a lot of people start going crazy on the internet speculating, what could it be, what could it be? But then Boone, just an hour later, did a follow-up tweet and said, yeah, that was kind of unintentionally cryptic. I'm basically just saying that at the moment, we can't work on every game we'd like to make all at the same time. But again, then people started pounding him, what are you making, what are you making? And he wouldn't answer. Essentially, he was kind of trolling in a way. Okay? So that's very interesting to me because number one, I like Netherrealm fighting games. I think anyone who's been watching my content over the last decade, you would realize I covered all of them. I think that they're some of the best fighting games out there. Not necessarily for the competitive nature of the games, but because the games have so much content. They usually have really interesting and robust story modes. Plus, an offline mode where it's a bunch of challenge stages, or perhaps it's a bunch of, like the Crypt in Mortal Kombat, which all the supplementary content that you can do. I really, 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 really like Netherrealm fighting games. I feel like they're the most value for your buck. When you buy a fighting game, you know you're going to get a bunch of gameplay out of this. Even if you don't like the online multiplayer, you'll still get value out of a fighting game. While most other fighting game franchises are solely focused on the online competitive experience, Netherrealm games are not. They're a variety of stuff, and I definitely like that. Okay? So, for me, I hear this news, I'm like, this is interesting, because even though he's not outright saying something, he's obviously alluding to something good. And I hope, honestly, that they are doing something different. I'm not saying I don't like Injustice and I don't like Mortal Kombat. I'm saying they've been making Injustice and Mortal Kombat for over a decade now. It would be great to have something refreshing, rather than the same 2 games constantly being alternated. Especially because Injustice 2, I enjoyed it for a bit, but I definitely felt like the online experience wasn't great, and that entire characters could not be played properly because the online lagged. And if that's still a limitation, I'd rather have something different, you know? So I'm wondering what they're doing. Are they going to do a multiverse game? Will it be Mortal Kombat versus the characters from DC, maybe versus something else? You realize that WB Games has a big umbrella of content that they could bring in. They could bring in characters from other universes that are licensed under WB Games. And I'm wondering what it would be, right? I'm very interested in this. And I hope that we get more information soon because, as I've told you guys, I definitely suspect over the next couple of months, we're going to start to get big news when it comes to upcoming game releases. We're going to see all these digital events coming out announcing a ton of games. I really feel we're going to get information about a Netherrealm game. I do. Okay? All right. And the last news story that I'd like to cover today is in regards to something that we were talking about months and months ago. Okay? But there's finally an update. So, PlayStation 5, since its inception and launch, has been a very stylized console. And one of the things about the console that people always guessed is, hey, you think they're ever going to do anything customizing for this system? Because right now you can only get it in black and white. There's no alternate color schemes or anything. Well, there was a company called Dbrand that decided to start making colored sides for it that were pretty inexpensive, and all you need to do is pop off your existing plastic sides, your PS5, and you can pop on all these customized color options. Then they got sued, or I wouldn't say sued, they got hit with a cease and desist order by Sony. Sony claiming they were likely going to do this themselves, and since they own the intellectual property and the trademark, that they don't feel like this company should be able to do it. And so the company said, well, we're going to continue to make the sides, but what we'll do is we'll modify our design to claim that it has some kind of other value outside of just customization of color. So Dbrand redesigned the sides to look slightly different and have a vent on it, so now they can argue, oh, it improves ventilation on the console. Now they're able to sell them again. Okay? So Dbrand have been making these plates now for a while, and they've been very successful. People have been paying top dollar. I think people are saying they're like pretty expensive, right? Is it like $60 or $70 or something like that for their sides? Well, it was officially announced yesterday. You can now pre-order the official Sony PS5 side covers in 3 different colors. I think it's, let's see here. Is it Midnight Blue? No, Galactic Purple, Starlight Blue, or Nova Pink. So purple, sky blue, or this kind of neon pink. The price for these sides is $54.99. $55 for 2 pieces of plastic for you to put on the sides of your console. Okay? So I have something to say about this, all right? Listen, I'm all for customization of your console, right? You want to make your console your own. You want to make it, to your own artistic taste. You want it to match your setup in your living room and look like a work of art as well as a game console. Go for it. But I have been a content creator since 2008. I was there for the era of PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. And back then, they also had customization options for your consoles. If you remember, they had these decals that they would sell that you would just stick to the sides of your consoles that were pretty bare. And these decals were tons of variety. Some of them were just unique artistic designs. Some of them were actually artwork from a particular game. I personally owned a bunch of them for Street Fighter 4. And I customized both my PlayStation 3 and my Xbox 360s to look like Street Fighter 4 because I liked it. I thought it was artistically neat to have that if it's a franchise that you like. In addition to that, they used to sell customizable faceplates for the Xbox 360. Your faceplate of your console would just pop right off, and you could get a faceplate that had all this printed art on the front. And again, it could be artistic or it could be branded to a certain game. Okay? Now, those decals, when they were brand new, would sell for around $20. A faceplate, when it was brand new, could sell for upwards of $30, but in general in stores I would see them for between $15 to $20. So you could customize the entire front of your Xbox 360 and the sides for about $40. And the cool thing about these was you did not need to be removing giant plastic portions of your console. The faceplate just popped right off, right back on easily. There was like a release mechanism to do it. Pop, done. Super easy. And the stickers were essentially just that, stickers. You could put them on, you could take them right off. You could switch, mix and match, right? And they were much cheaper, right? Much cheaper than others. Like these competitor right now. You're telling me $55 just to change the color of the sides of my console. It's just a solid color, really nothing artistic to it. And by the way, I have to be popping off the entire plastic sides of my console with potential to break them, right? I don't understand that. For me, here's the thing. I came from a generation when the customization was better and cheaper. Then all of a sudden, the era of PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, there was no customization. It's like they forgot about this way they could monetize consoles. Now all of a sudden, we're back, and it's like we've gone full circle, but people are like retconning the past. Oh, that stuff never existed. It's like, wait a minute. It did, and it was cheaper, and it was better. Why are you going to pay $55 or more to change the side plate of your PS5? Like, do you not realize you're getting ripped off? At least in my opinion. Some people may disagree, but I feel like it's a rip. I do. I feel like you're getting yourself ripped off by spending that much just to get a different color on the side of your console. It would be one thing if there's like some elaborate change to or lights on your console or some shit. But seriously, this is way too expensive for what it is. I just don't get it. I think people are so desperate to have something for flair on their console or whatever. I don't know. Either that or people just have money to blow. But to me, I'm looking at the situation. I'm like, there's zero value added. All you're doing is getting a base color change, no extra functionality, and you're not even getting the same value you got 2 console generations ago with the decals and the faceplate swaps, and it's more expensive. Yet everyone seems to be okay with this and no one's criticizing it. Like, why not? I guess because it was 10 plus years ago and people, it's a new generation, right? The major consumers of games, I guess, are a new generation who don't remember the past and how much better it was, and now they're just going to accept that this is the present. I don't know, man. Okay, let's do shout-outs, guys. By the way, I will say this up front. Thank you so much for these gifted memberships this morning. This is going to help the channel grow, and this is going to help concretely. We already hit our monthly goal for members. That means the next React is going to happen and all of that, okay? But please, I got to emphasize this. Please don't forget about supporting in other ways, in particular tipping. As you guys know, tipping is my bread and butter. It's the way that I afford stuff every week. So the gifted memberships are great. I'm happy for everyone who got one. Thank you for the channel support, and let's keep it going. But please don't forget that I do need support in other ways. The tips are very important. That's how I pay for groceries. That's how I pay my bills every week and buy games. Like, for example, I'm going to be getting this Nintendo Online membership. It's going to be tips paying for that. Because the reason I say that, we have 0 tips today. 0. And typically on a normal pre-stream with 400 people on it, there'd be a bunch of tips. And I get what happened was people said, I want to gift memberships today because that's brand new. Great. And I'm happy for that, and I'm not complaining. But let's not forget about the tips. That's very important. That's basically like my business liquidity is tips, okay? Okay, so I have 0 tips to shout out this morning, but we do have many YouTube side contributions to shout out. So let's do that, shall we? Okay, so Rusty Edwards started off today with a super chat saying, let's get a top gifter on the leaderboards. No, we're not going to do that. The leaderboard is already cluttered enough as it is. We're not going to start putting names of gifters and stuff up there, but I will shout them out, okay? Spawn Killer did super chat says, I don't have the gifted membership. Again, you have to be on the full PC version to get it. Email, thank you so much for all those gifted memberships. That's really appreciated. Also, thank you to it's for some reason it doesn't show on my leaderboard, by the way. This is going to be a problem, is that if I don't catch it right away, I can't shout it out. In fact, my leaderboard is completely incomplete. Wow. This is not good. What I'm seeing is that the leaderboards now for contributions are screwed up, because I'm taking a look and all these people, it looks like Babu Chan gifted 5 memberships, right? Dark Viking gifted 20 memberships. Emil, I believe, gifted at least 20, if not 40 memberships. Actually, he gifted 25. Solo gifted 1. K-Styles re-upped his membership at the Ultra Supporter level. Thank you. Rebel re-upped his at the Standard Supporter level. Said 7 months strong. Thank you very much. I Am Kazam gifted 5 memberships. Thank you for that. And Eternal Napalm upped his membership. And he says, good to see the strong channel growth. Thank you, Eternal Napalm. And is that Gaspavelli? Re-upped his membership. And he says, would you emulate Mother 3? I I don't know about the ins and outs of doing that. I don't even know how to emulate at this point, and I can't play stuff on my PC, so probably no. Okay? And JadFX re-upped his membership for 13 months in a row, earning his Regal Crown badge, and he says, remember us, the OGs, with nice, sexy crowns. There you go. So, thank you guys for that. However, for some odd reason, it actually doesn't show all of that on my leaderboard. I was reading it from my YouTube side leaderboard over here, but my leaderboard that goes through, I think the Streamlabs, didn't have all of that. It seems like the gifted memberships don't all register on there, which is weird. I wonder why not. Anyway, this is going to say the latest super chat is from Spawn Killer. So thank you, Spawn Killer, and yes, it's with one L, for the super chat. And no tips, like I said. However, let's see how many memberships we're actually at this point. Okay? Because I believe we have now far exceeded the monthly goal. According to this, we are exactly at 450 memberships. Here we go. So 450 members, which is our new record. We have never hit that many before. That is a new channel record. Thank you guys so much for that. And again, with these new gifted memberships enabled, I wouldn't be surprised to see that even increase further this month and hit another new record, right? Thank you to Spawn Killer for the super chat. And we got no tips to shout out right now because everyone tossed their hats into the ring with gifted memberships, but hopefully that will change over the course of the stream. Now, JadFX says, add some new emotes. We can do that. How about we add the dab? How about we add both ends of the dab right now? Would you guys like that? Because we need to do it before memberships dip and we lose the emote spots. We actually have opportunity to have 2 open emote spots and we can add the whole dab. Both sides of it. I think we should do it now. Okay, let's just do it right now. Before it's too late. Okay. Okay. I gotta find it. Now where the fuck is it? Now it's not here. Oh, here it is. Okay. Oh, I screwed it up. I named him wrong. Shit. There we go. Okay. We did it. See, we learned our lesson. We did it. We locked them in. And now we have left and right dab should be added. There it is. We're already using it. The dab is in effect and has been added to the stream chat. So this is awesome. This is a great morning, obviously, for the channel. Thank you guys for your support this morning. This helps a lot, obviously, in the long term. This is going to lead to growth. It absolutely will. And thank you guys so much. And please enjoy, if you are a member, the new full dab emote. There you go. It is now added. Very nice. That's the old one, too. That's the dab. Is that from Connecticut? I don't even remember when that dab emote was made. Cool. Everyone's using it right now. Okay, so ladies and gents, thank you for a great pre-stream podcast. Oh, by the way, I just got a new super chat from Jake Wilson saying, "Say my name, I love you." All right, Jake. Well, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. All right, guys, let's end the pre-stream. And I'm going to take a brief break to take a leak. And then we're going to get started here with WWE. Sound good? Again, thank you for your support. Gifted memberships will only help this channel grow. And this is a good, huge first step towards getting back to where I was at Twitch levels. Seriously, this is going to help tremendously. I know it is. And thank you to those who did gift this morning. But again, please remember that I do need support with tips as well. It's very important. So hopefully we can get, keep that going as well. All right? All right, guys, thank you. Let's end the pre-stream. Let's get started. Cool. Wait, super chat just came in from Foz Crawl. $10 super chat. Hey, what's up? Long time since I haven't caught one of your streams. Please shout out Abby because she is the best. All right, shout out to Abby. And thank you very much, Foz Crawl, for the $10 super chat. Appreciate that very much. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Now, let's end the pre-stream and let's get started. Awesome.